we would see that how that can be addressed by our presenters today. On that note, I would call on Michelle Ekene, who is Amnesty researcher, and her presentation will be on the Gambia. Thank you so much. Michelle, please.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, Barbara. Sorry about that. We had some issues with the mic. Welcome, everyone. So I'm going to be talking about Gambia, as Barbara explained. Last year, we saw a progress in the fight against impunity in Ghana at the global scene as well as the national scene. We also saw a law passed against torture. Unfortunately, we still noted that freedom of expression is still threatened. We saw a setback in the women's and girls' rights. We also documented overfishing and the impact that it has on the right to environment. So the first topic we looked into last year was the right to truth, justice, and reparation. As I noted that there was improvement at the global scene as well as the national scene. So last year, we saw 2 trials in Germany and in Switzerland against foreign government, members of government of Yahya Jammeh, a former jungler in Germany, and the former Minister of Interior in Switzerland for crimes against humanity when they were in power. At the national level, in May, the government published an implementation plan for the TRC recommendations, which include the creation of a special prosecutor office, as well as setting up a hybrid court with ECOWAS. And fortunately, several NGOs, including victim-led NGO, noted that in the TRC, which is the Truth, Reconciliation, and Reparation Commission, they excluded some victims of sexual gender-based violence. They also complained that in terms of reparation, some compensations were inadequate. In July, the ECOWAS ended a case against the government concerning the death of Saldo. Saldo was a critic of Yahya Jammeh government. And even though ECOWAS court noted that the government made the effort of creating a TRC, they said that it was too long. The government took too long to provide its reparation for the family of Saldo. So that's for the right to truth, justice, and reparation. We also looked into freedom of expression. As I explained at the beginning, unfortunately, despite Amnesty International call to the government to change laws that are still in the book, it hasn't changed. So we still have archaic law in Gambia that prevents freedom of expression, very vague, draconian law, most of which are under the Criminal Codes Act. For example, you have Section 51 of the Criminal Code that criminalizes sedition against the president. You have Section 58 that criminalizes inciting violence and hate speech. Section 59 that criminalizes publishing false news with the intent to cause fear and alarm to the public. The issue with those laws is that they're very vague and they can be used to go after the critics of the government. We saw a little bit of movement this year to change those laws. So we're hoping that the National Assembly would move forward, push forward, and change those laws because they've been used in the past to curtail critical voices.